Welcome to this remote or virtual commencement. Welcome to our graduates and to their friends and families who may be joining them. My name is Dr. Nicholas Money. I'm the director of the Western program and also a professor of biology. I've delivered a few words to every graduating class in Western since 2010 in Cumla Chapel, close to Peabody Hall, which is a beautiful building plagued by the worst acoustics on campus. One would be heard more clearly by whispering inside a wind tunnel used for testing jet engines. What architect made this error? And was this individual punished? I don't know. In a way, I hope so. I suppose it's easy to get swept away by such trivialities at this time as a distraction from somewhat more important issues. The acoustics in my home office are okay, I hope. The class of 2020, or the Western class of 2020, is the best of the decade, which is not to denigrate earlier graduates, but to recognize the height of their accomplishments during this worst of springs. April is the cruelest month, I finally recognized, as T.S. Eliot said. The faculty and staff in Western stepped up, and we have sought to work with you, the students, remotely, but this is not what Western does best. What we have done better is to collaborate with you in person and to encourage your participation in the community of scholars and friends in Peabody Hall. Yet, you've completed your studies in a state of isolation that has no precedent in the history of Miami University. Having said that, this is not the first time that Western has struggled with infectious disease. There was an outbreak of typhoid at the Western Female Seminary in 1864. This bacterial disease had been introduced by soldiers returning from the battlefields of the Civil War. It resulted in several deaths and forced the school to close for the remainder of the academic year. More than a century and a half later, well, you know what happened and you know what is happening. As scientists seek a vaccine and public health experts work toward a plan for reopening, wisdom lies in understanding that we occupy a planet that has always been dominated by microorganisms. I've been explaining this to biology students at Miami throughout my career. I say that the microbes are everywhere and will outlive us by an eternity. In the meantime, you have much to contemplate and to celebrate. Speaking to the graduates now. Decades from 2020, when the tattoos that right now sit high on your torsos have stretched and migrated to lower latitudes, you will have a story to tell of your graduation in the time of the virus. This is something to be proud of, and you'll know this in the future. And much sooner, when a new friend, a work colleague, or a potential employer asks you something about your education, you can hold your head high and proclaim, "I completed my independent research project when the country was shut down by the virus. I am, in short, an amazing human being." Now, what did you do? I don't know when this will be over, but it will someday soon, and we will emerge to a new world. As the greatest poet in the English language wrote at the close of his beautiful verse, Lycidas, "And now the sun has stretched out all the hills, and now was dropped into the western bay. At last he rose and twitched his mantle blue. Tomorrow, to fresh woods and pastures new." Good luck.